Now may we invite Ms. Chen, our principal, to present the souvenir to Theo's family. Thank you, Ms. Zhang. Ms. Chen. May we now invite our principal, vice principals, assistant principal, proceed to the auditorium to enjoy the following session.
Thank you. 各位同學，今日係一個特別嘅週會啦，我哋邀請咗一啲即係曾經經歷過一啲嘅困難時間嘅朋友咧、同學啦，嚟到同我哋分享嘅。其實喺準備呢個過程裏邊咧係非常之吃力嘅，因為咧就真係要將翻自己嘅嘢講出嚟咧，真係唔容易嘅。其實好多擔心嘅，即係要走出嚟講咧，其實係要一份嘅勇氣。當我同佢傾嘅時候咧，有啲時候我講翻係你嗰陣時病嘅情況咧，佢有啲時候係唔想再記得翻嘅。見到佢都吃力，就好似一個膠布冚住咗個傷口之後咧，揭翻出嚟再睇翻裏邊係點。第二方面咧，佢都好擔心咧，佢出嚟講嘅時候咧，啲同學點樣睇佢，會唔會笑佢啊？會唔會覺得佢點樣？的確原來真係有好多嘅吃力嘅地方，咁所以今日咧能夠可以出到嚟講嘅時候咧，我哋會唔會都按住我哋即係我哋個今年嘅主題之一咧，就係話我哋愛我嘅鄰舍 ，love our neighbour， 我哋鼓勵佢支持佢，我哋俾掌聲佢先。咁咧我哋咧首先咧係會將個時間咧交俾阿 Phil 嘅爹哋講下佢病嗰個過程裏邊係點樣嘅。咁我請Phil's daddy to present something about his sickness.
早晨. Well, good morning. Okay, well, you saw the first picture of Theo, which when you came in, and the one with me with him, and I think that should give everyone in the room a sense of just how sick Theo really was last year. But this picture, which some of you I hope will also recognize from the Lord of the Rings, Gollum, my precious. This was Theo's joke about himself, because he said he actually ended up looking a bit like this during the course of his treatment. Actually, it reminds me of a joke about the doctor says to the patient, says, "You're very sick," and the patient says to the doctor, "Can I get a second opinion?" And the doctor says, "Okay, you're very ugly too." So, but the pictures beneath, the drawings were painted by my wife, Theo's mother, and they really show also the times when he was particularly ill, because we didn't want to show some of those pictures as photographs, but you get an idea. But as you see, Theo never lost his sense of humor. Throughout this whole experience, he always actually kept smiling and laughing and making jokes. And that's actually one of the things that we want to really get across to you today, is how important having a sense of humor is, and how laughter is the shortest distance between two people. So even in the most terrible situation, if you can still find humor, makes things easier. Can we have the next slide, please? So this gives you an idea of all the medication that Theo had during his treatment. the top left is for the pills he had to take every day. I can't remember how many pills, but probably about 7-8 pills every day, 3 times a day. Antifungal pills. This is antibiotics, the drip on the top right. And in fact, he was, not only did he have the acute myeloid leukemia, that was what he suffered from. For those of you who don't know that, it was a form of blood cancer, leukemia, okay? But he also got, quite close to the time he was cured, he got septicemia. And septicemia is also life-threatening. And he was very gravely ill for a week with septicemia. Because what happens when you have the chemotherapy, and these ones down here, this is the chemotherapy. When you have the chemotherapy, your immune system, so your ability to be able to resist disease, goes right down to virtually nothing. And therefore you become very susceptible, very easy to get sick. And that's why he got the, as I said, the septicemia. And then you can see antibiotics, injections. He had to have blood transfusions. He will talk a bit about that later on when he comes on, but that's white blood called platelet, and then obviously the red blood. And then this one was morphine, because the pain was so bad. They give him morphine, but they keep it under lock and key to stop the patients taking too much. But there you are. So next slide, please. Can we have the next one? Thank you. Again, this gives you an idea of what went on in the hospital. The first slide is... okay. Oh, that's great. Thank you. That one, right. So this is when he came in from Chung Kwan O Hospital to the Children's Cancer Centre in Prince of Wales and Sha Tin in the ambulance, and he was very, very gravely ill at that point. And that was the first, I think the first treatment of the chemotherapy. He had to have the chemotherapy injected into his spine to stop the cancer going into his brain. So when he came in at this point, he had 99.7% cancer in his bone marrow. So it was very, very serious. Here, every day he had to have injections. He had this tube in his arm called a catheter. And they administered all the drugs and also the injections, drawing blood for blood tests through that. And even his sister, Kia, had to have a blood test as well, because at one point we weren't sure whether the treatment of the chemotherapy was going to work, and there was a possibility that he might have to have a very serious procedure, a bone marrow transplant, and then you had to find a donor. And because he's half English, half Chinese, finding a blood donor, finding a match as a bone marrow donor is very difficult. But it's possible his sister might have been okay. And this was a very happy day, because this actually was when he had the catheter taken out. 200 days later, his catheter came out. Next slide. Thank you. Family. Well, I think it speaks for itself. And family here in this slide is obviously our immediate family, his sister. This is the bead art that they did in the hospital, which a lot of the patients made for their nurses, and you saw the nurses carrying around this bead art. That's the picture you've seen. And here he is with us. But the thing about this is how having that support of the family was such an important thing for Theo. He knew he wasn't alone, just as he knew he wasn't alone with the support he got from you. Next one, please. So here we are exactly with the companionship. Here, this was with the volunteers from the Children's Cancer Foundation. And Theo actually also was very popular in the hospital, because he was very good with the younger children and helped some of them play games and just to keep them occupied, because it's obviously not only painful, it can be quite boring being in hospital all the time. And other events that took place in the hospital here, there were a lot of board games and things like that. Okay, next one. And as I said, it wasn't just about us as family visiting, but also there were many, many visits from members of your own school, and in particular, Miss Jung, who was Theo's form teacher last year, came many times and really was amazing in the support that she gave to Theo and us as a family. But also, in addition to that, we were very touched by the support from the primary school with Principal Chan from primary, Miss Kwok and Miss Chan and Miss Yip coming, and also Principal Chan here from secondary came and visited as well, and Miss Yao. So, and this is a friend who came as well. So we had not only just visits from staff here, but also friends who came. Thank you. Next one, please. This is an example of Theo, his sense of humor. I mean, you know, he managed to find things funny. There's his lunchbox, and he uses it to put on like a helmet. The second picture in the middle there is he actually, one of the side effects of the chemotherapy at that point was he was very sensitive to light, and we didn't have any dark glasses, so the way he dealt with it was just pull his hat down. And this one was, he was getting very bored with the blood transfusion, and he had so many blood transfusions, he wanted it to go quicker, and so he said it'd be quicker if he drank the blood rather than have it through his arm. Anyway, next one, please. This is a very special one for us because it speaks a lot, and it speaks a lot about the support we got and Theo got from all of you and other members of the school. And the top picture there is these are all the cards that Theo had, many of them from school friends and other friends, and these are hanging in our home. In fact, we still have these hanging in our home now as a reminder. And these are little paper cranes, little birds crane, made by my wife and my daughter, Theo's sister. There are 200 of those. For every day that he was sick, there was a little crane made. And then here, this is also a very important one for us because it's Form 2E made. So for those of you who were in Form 2E last year, thank you very much for all your support and for all the things you did. It really meant a lot to Theo and to us. But this is what you, as you know, you did. Likewise, also another card when he was getting slightly better. And this is a very special one for us because Miss Chan, who has been a very big influence and big support for Theo in primary, she gave him this squeezer thing here. And he had that with him all the time when he was in a lot of pain during the course of his treatment, and it was a great comfort for him. He would reach out for that. And then these are little gifts that were also given by friends. Next one, please. So as well as being treated, he also didn't stop doing his studies as well. Obviously, there was times when he was far too sick to be able to do any work or studying. And actually, that's rather like the joke about the pupil who says to the teacher, says, "Would you punish me for something I wouldn't do?" Would you punish me for something that I haven't done? And the teacher says, "Of course not. I wouldn't punish you for something you haven't done." And the student then turns around and says, "Good, because I haven't done my homework then." But Theo did do his homework, and not only that, he also took part in some competitions. As you'll see here. He won. He was a finalist in the Outstanding Young Person award here, and he also was in the last 10, or got a merit in the top 10 for the standard liberal studies essay. And here you get a sense of all the studying he did during this time. And also Red Cross. We had teachers coming in from the Red Cross. And the other charities, as well as, of course, teachers from the school coming to teach him during this time. Okay, I think that's the last one. You've gone the wrong way. Can we the next slide? Okay, so I'm now going to hand over to June to take it from here. But I just wanted to say also at this time, just thank you all very, very much for the support that you gave during this time and how important that support was. Really appreciate it. And the other thing I didn't mention was that during this time, there were people praying for Theo from all over the world. A lot of people we didn't even know, but they were still praying. And so don't be in any doubt about the power of prayer and what a difference that makes. Thank you.
唔該晒Phil 嘅爹哋咧，就講咗佢病嘅情況啦。咁而家咧，我哋都想了解下咧，就Phil 病嘅情況。咁我想問下咧，其實係點樣發現佢有呢個病㗎？
咁初咧就係發燒啦，咁覺得好攰，咁睇咗2次醫生咧，食咗啲好多抗生素，不過咧都唔退燒。咁喺第2輪抗生素嗰時候咧，喺學校唔見嗰啲藥，咁咧就索性入 A&E 啦。咁最尾佢就發現我啲血好低啦，同埋發咗2個禮拜燒，咁就轉院，跟住就又驗血，跟住就證實患上咗白血病咯。
白血病即是血癌啦，咁醫生就話俾我哋知啦，因為開始嘅時候 Phil 體內嘅癌細胞數量咧就實在太高，咁我哋冇時間要即刻接受化療，咁如果即刻做化療嘅話，佢就有50%嘅生存機會啦。咁如果佢唔做嘅話咧，佢就喺1個禮拜裏面就會離開我哋噶啦。咁當然開始嘅時候我就冇話俾佢聽佢個情況嘅。
即係初嘅時候咧，佢自己都唔知嘅。我記得初佢即係入咗院之後咧，其實媽咪係知嘅，所以每次見到個仔嘅時候都要即係壓抑住自己個感覺咧，即係好似講俾個仔聽，好似冇乜嘢咁。但係佢爹哋唔喺香港，咁所以其實媽咪都係好辛苦嘅。咁喺成個治療嘅過程嘅時候咧，係點樣樣嘅？可唔可以講下？
治療過程裏面咧，佢要用做好多次嘅化療啦，抽好多次骨髓。又要輸好多次血，同埋輸好多次血小板啦。咁化療同埋抽骨髓咧就係好辛苦。咁抽骨髓嘅時候咧，咁醫生就要喺佢半昏迷嘅狀態下面咧，就用一支真係好粗嘅針筒喺佢背脊骨之間咧，就抽一啲骨髓液去化驗。咁我每一次喺呢個手術室外面聽到佢慘叫咧，我其實都感覺好痛。咁曾經有一段時間咧，醫生就話俾我哋知，啲化療藥就唔足夠殺晒佢身體裏面嘅癌細胞，咁就要好快要準備幫佢做一個叫做骨髓移植嘅手術啦。咁我哋即刻屋企人就去晒醫院，即刻驗血啊咁但係好可惜啦，我哋屋企人所有嘅即係嘅骨髓都唔適合。咁而且因為Phil 係混血兒啦，咁醫生話俾我哋聽。揾到合適骨髓嘅機會咧，基本上係接近0咯。咁當時都好彷徨、好無助。咁但係就好感恩啦。Phil 佢都即係好堅強。每一次遇到危急關頭咧，佢都可以用佢嘅意志咧去扭轉個形勢。咁嗰次都係一樣。咁佢身體就開始對啲化療藥就有反應啦。咁啲癌細胞都受到控制。到最後佢竟然係唔需要做骨髓移植嘅手術咯。
咁我總共咧就經歷咗6次化療啦，同埋其中不停發燒啦、出疹啦，跟住咧開始嗰時候特別辛苦。第1次同第2次化療咧就用咗3個禮拜嘅高劑量嘅嗎啡嚟止痛。咁之後每一次咧都會比之前嗰次冇咁辛苦。咁後來咧雖然都有用嗎啡，不過劑量已經少咗好多倍，同埋仲可以自己控制。我仲要食好多嘅抗生素啦。每次發燒嗰時候咧，抗生素嘅份量都會大量增加。仲有咧因為癌細胞咧影響我身體造血嘅功能，咁我經常接受輸血同埋輸血小板啦。咁我總共接受38包血液同埋72包嘅血小板，即係有110人曾經救過我咯。
咁其實咧個身體變化好大咯，即係我記得有一次話你第1次發燒咧就到停咗發燒係一共係5個星期， 即係嗰個即係嗰個情況係好嚴重嘅。咁其實喺呢個過程嘅時候，你嘅身體有咩轉變啊 Phil？
我身體嘅情況都係高高低低啦。例如我嘅體温啦，由開始嗰陣時咧發燒咧，做第一次退燒啦，中間有5個禮拜。咁而且做完每次化療都會發燒啦，同埋我啲紅血球啊、白血球嗰啲啦，都會成日低過醫生，同埋低過醫生即係想我低嗰個。咁總算都好運啦。咁每次之後咧落翻咧都會翻去安全嘅水平。仲有我體重啦，病完一開始病到跌咗40磅，不過而家好彩已經翻去而家個體重咯。咁當時嘅頭髮去到第3次療程就冇晒啦，不過而家生翻晒。
係啦，係啦，其實都跌咗，即係失咗好多啦嚇。佢曾經跌咗40磅咧，真係瘦得好緊要，醫生好擔心佢啦。咁頭髮我諗都係一個反應嚟嘅。咁其實喺即係咁難嘅時候，我諗其實痛個感覺都係好難。我記得有一次佢係成個食道咧全部損晒啊，根本係食唔到嘢㗎咁。咁其實係喺呢個醫治嘅過程嘅時候，邊啲人陪你過呢段過程嘅咧？
首先我爹哋媽咪咧就會分夜班24小時陪我啦，我爹哋就會夜晚陪我過夜，同埋媽咪就會日頭陪我啦。仲有我細妹咧就會喺星期6日咧都會嚟探我啊，或者同人一齊食飯。咁第一次見到佢係中秋節，佢仲接咗個小燈籠俾我，咁好開心。
係。
Phil 你好啊，我係 Marco 啊。
Hi Marco。
你咧記唔記得啊？你病嗰陣時咪有個中六嘅師姐打個電話俾你嘅，但係今日佢嚟唔到啊，所以佢託我問候你。你仲記唔記得係邊個師姐啊？
我記得啦，係杜燕如師姐啊。
咁你記唔記得佢打俾你嗰陣時咧？咁你嘅情況係點㗎？
都好翻啲咯，開始。
好翻啲，但係佢話記得佢第一次打俾你嘅時候咧，當時醫生話你嘅嗰啲藥效就唔係咁理想啦，咁你可能要燒骨髓喎。
講嚟又好似係喎。
咁其實咧，杜燕如咧，佢同你一樣啦，都係喺中二發病嘅。當佢知道你要進行化療嘅時候，佢即刻打電話俾你，想關心同埋鼓勵下你。
多謝佢，雖然佢唔識我啦嗰陣時候，但係都咁主動幫我啦。當時我自己都好辛苦，咁佢打完電話俾我呢，我話俾我聽佢嘅經歷呢，對我好有用。咁我記得我收線之後呢，都同我媽咪講呢，原來醫得翻㗎，咁信心都大咗。
咁係啦，咁樣其實信心都好重要㗎。阿 Phil，今日我都知道今日你有啲好嘅同學都嚟支持你啦，你不如介紹下佢哋啊？
呢個呢就係鍾希宇，呢個就係韓卓希啦。咁鍾希宇呢就係第一個嚟探病嘅同學啊。咁佢一知道入院呢，第二日就衝嚟探我。
咁我第2日知道 Phil 病就過咗去探佢啦。咁一開頭個護士話我唔夠18歲，唔俾我入啦。跟住就我同佢講功課乜都未做，搭成個鐘嘅車過嚟。跟住你而家唔俾我入去，即係大整蠱喎。跟住個護士又俾我入咗去啦。入咗去之後，佢就係俾我同 Phil 隔住2塊玻璃講電話。咁一開頭 Phil 仲喺度笑笑口，咁即係冇乜嘢。跟住後尾知道咗佢嘅病好嚴重，就好擔心啦。幾個月都上堂好唔專心，form test 都炒幾科。跟住就後尾就揾阿韓卓希幫下手咯。
咁我想問點解咧？你要揾韓卓希幫手嘅？
咁我入院嗰時候就揾啲同學幫我抄筆記，諗住就係入1個禮拜咁啦。咁所以就揾同一班嘅韓卓希嚟幫我抄筆記啦。咁佢就答應咗，冇諗過一抄1年，咁每日阿鍾希都要追佢咯。
其實我以為 Phil 病嗰幾日啫，所以冇所謂啊。
咁其實我想問下呢，咁其實具體要做乜嘢㗎？咁你又最終都維持咗咁耐嘅時間啦，咁你自己又點諗呢？
其實每一日就要將老師嗰日教嗰啲嘢，同埋嗰日要做嗰啲功課，就全部寫晒落單行紙嗰度。然之後鍾希宇就會響放學之前響課室出面等我，然之後就會將嗰張 notes 轉交俾 Phil 阿妹，俾佢帶翻屋企俾 Phil 睇。咁其實一開始咧就冇諗過要做咁耐嘅，不過有個好處就係要上堂要專心咯，同埋唔可以瞌眼瞓咯。
咁係啦，咁樣其實我都覺得，當你感受到人哋嘅關心之後呢，你識得感恩都係好重要嘅。
我仲想多謝上年同我一齊 2E 班嘅同學啦。 會成日寫心意卡啦，同埋做啲壁報板嚟鼓勵我同支持我。仲有中學嘅校長 Miss Chan 啦，同埋好多中小學嘅老師，例如 Miss 張啊、小學嘅陳主任、葉主任啊、Miss Court 啊，同埋 Miss 邱等等咧，都會成日嚟探我嚟支持我。
係啦，咁我哋而家都將時間交翻俾 Miss 張同埋佢嘅父母啦。
你哋兩個出。阿 Phil 走啦。阿 Phil 其實喺醫治嘅過程裏邊都好辛苦，其實你點樣去度過你好辛苦嘅過程啊？
治療過程係辛苦嘅，不過好彩我都係一個算樂觀嘅人啦。咁我中意睇嗰啲正面嘅嘢咯，同埋我辛苦嗰時候就會瞓覺或者玩電腦啦，咁都可以就分散我注意力咯。仲有除咗止痛藥同埋用咗好多止痛藥啦，譬如嗎啡啊、瞓覺藥咁啦，咁就好多護士同醫生陪我笑啦，同我玩，同埋好多社工嚟幫我喺紅十字會度補習啊。仲有我成日會同啲細啲嗰啲玩咯。
咁啊，仲有一招咧就係打機。咁咧就係奉旨可以打機，因為咧打機嘅時候佢可以唔記得咗自己係病緊，或者唔記得咗自己係痛嘅咁。咁其實經過成個即係個病嘅過程咧，你其實覺得自己有咩得着啊？
其實我想象中嘅同家人嘅關係變得差咗，因為咧啱啱考完呈分試啦，又壓力大咗，咁我希望佢哋明白我長大咗啦。咁結果成日同爹哋媽咪嗌交，咁佢又話我成日駁嘴。咁仲有病嘅時間呢，就會不過喺我病嘅時間，佢哋會成日陪住我24小時啦。咁而家同家人嘅關係好咗好多咯。仲有我啱啱入院嗰時候好擔心，好驚啦。咁好彩有 Tiffany 同埋好多嘅唔同嘅義工嚟安慰我啦，同埋支持我啦。咁我而家都會我上年都會有新朋友入院嗰時候咧，都會嚟同佢玩同埋支持佢咯。同埋而家我成家人都係喺醫院做義工。
係，即係其實喺病嘅過程裏邊呢，即係辛苦咗之後呢，知道人哋幫佢好重要呢。而家我都見到佢哋好多時出去做義工啊，啲咩團體呢，佢都好支持嘅。咁其實都想問下媽咪啦，其實喺個整個病嘅過程嘅時候，你自己有咩感受啊？
咁一直以嚟呢，我都覺得我哋好好運㗎。咁好似疾病啊、癌症呢啲，距離我哋好遠好遠咁。咁所以當我知道阿 Phil 患咗血癌嘅時候呢，咁對我嚟講其實就即係晴天霹靂啦，就好似世界末日咁。咁但係我哋到最後都係決定，與其每日哭哭啼啼、怨天尤人咁樣，不如就笑住去面對啦。咁當時我同爸爸都有一個諗法呢，就係萬一阿 Phil 要離開我哋啦，咁我哋都好希望可以陪住佢開開心心咁過每一分鐘啦。咁而家佢唔止完全康復啦，佢可以返學，過返正常生活。咁諗返過去一年呢，咁我哋一家就真係經歷咗好多咯。咁我哋真係好感恩咁樣，我哋身邊真係出現好多好多嘅天使啦。咁喺醫院嘅時候有醫護人員啦，有社工啊、義工啊，好多同行者啊，陪伴我哋啦。咁喺學校有校長啦、老師、好多位同學同埋好多位同學嘅家長，都俾到我哋好多好多鼓勵、好多支持咯。咁甚至乎我知道喺裡面有好多係會曾經有一段時間係每日不斷幫我哋祈禱。咁我喺呢度真係好衷心感謝你哋每一位啦，即係無論你哋有冇幫我哋祈禱，我都係真係好衷心感謝咯。咁至於其實我真係相信呢，每發生一件事呢，一定有佢原因。咁我絕對相信神係唔會無端端要阿 Phil 白白受咁多苦難。咁好似今日咁多位同學陪阿 Phil 企喺或者坐喺呢個台上面，咁我哋就唔係喺度即係博大家嘅同情，睇下佢幾可憐啊，幾慘啊。咁亦都唔係show off 啲乜嘢，睇下佢有幾叻啊，升到班啊咁。更加就唔係俾大家睇下佢今日有幾靚仔啊，啲頭髮生翻出嚟啊，又肥翻，又面色咁好。其實我哋都真係相信，亦都好想帶出一個訊息，就係生命真係嚟得唔容易啊。咁 我哋經常都會面對好多問題、好多困難。咁當我哋壓力太大嘅時候呢，有啲人會選擇去逃避啦，有啲人會選擇去傷害自己或者傷害身邊最愛佢哋嘅人。甚至乎有啲會選擇結束自己嘅生命。咁喺呢一年嘅抗癌路途上面呢，我哋其實明白到一樣嘢。無論我哋自己或者我哋身邊嘅人，包括親人啊、家人啊、同學朋友或者學生，遇到啲乜嘢嘅問題嘅時候呢，只要我哋大家一齊正面同埋積極咁面對，咁互相去鼓勵支持嘅話，我絕對相信風雨過後呢，我哋其實會見到彩虹。
係，即係多謝佢媽咪講，我哋鼓掌多謝佢。係啊，實際上咧，我去醫院探Phil 嘅時候咧，係其實都好驚，即係唔係好敢入去睇佢，因為咧我驚我有菌傳咗俾佢。咁但係見到佢父母嘅時候咧，就見到媽媽消瘦咗好多啦。我亦都試過喺醫院咧，就見到佢爹哋啊，因為爹哋係夜更嘅，我放工夜晚食完飯先去探佢。我真係見到佢爹哋喺度喊。佢話好感謝，即係好感恩，就個仔呢係好堅強去面對件事。爹哋係好擔心嘅，但係就見到佢父母裏邊係好用心咁樣，即係日以繼夜、夜以繼日咁樣去照顧佢。爹哋有冇嘢想講少少㗎
？I want to again thank you all very, very much for the support that you gave during this time to Theo and our family. And I really hope that you understand why you're here today, why we're doing this. I think my wife has just spoken to that, but there's something here that's more than just about us. This relates to everything. It relates to you. It can relate to anybody, anytime. And I think that the big takeaway for me, and I hope will be for you too in your own way from this, is that even the worst things in life that can happen to you, there's always a silver lining. There's something good. In fact, more than just one thing. It can be many things which are very positive and good that can come out of even something as dark as this. And of course, the subject's a very serious one. Cancer is very, very serious. Nobody knows why children get cancer. Childhood cancer is on the rise. And it's a very serious issue. And it can literally happen to anybody. A few weeks before Theo was in hospital, he was playing tennis with Boris. He was just like you, healthy, happy teenager, student. And then a few weeks later, he's laid down by this. But he's here today and he's come back. And thanks to the support and the prayers, of course the doctors who were absolutely amazing, and also as Principal Chan said on many occasions to 搞曳. So that was
加油.
加油, sorry. So 加油, sorry, I got it wrong this time. 加油. So adding oil was another big factor, the support that through that you gave the school. So silver linings are a big thing to think about, because we should always count our blessings in life. And that was another takeaway, a lesson from this is count your blessings and be thankful for what you have. But as I said, and as you're going to hear in a minute, life can be very serious, but at the same time, don't take life too seriously, and always look for humor whenever you can, because humor can really help you get through even the most difficult of circumstances, as happened in this case. So thank you very much again.
好，即係多謝佢爹哋嘅分享。咁首先我哋想講咧，就係即係真係做一個咁嘅活動裏邊咧。係真係花咗好多人嘅心力，係用咗1年嘅時間呢，係佢嘅人生裏邊喺佢嘅家庭裏邊所經歷嘅，都將呢個件事去即係分享俾大家。我諗對於爸爸媽媽嚟講係成年人呢，即係去分享呢，就會容易處理個情緒個問題。但對於嗰啲年青人出嚟去向住咁多人去講呢樣嘢呢，我諗真係唔容易。即係你知道喺課室裏邊要做 presentation 都咁難。更加要將自己嘅嘢揭起出嚟呢，我諗真係好辛苦嘅。淨係講第一張相呢，佢已經話可唔可以唔擺出嚟，都已經係今朝即係都即係我哋都傾咗好耐。 所以我哋知道好明白咧，即係每個人喺經歷個過程裏邊，自己去點樣睇回望嘅時候咧，有時真係好痛嘅，好吃力。咁但係好感恩啦，即係其實喺呢一段時間裏邊咧，佢都即係走過咗一段路。點解我哋都會特別整呢個呢個嘅分享出嚟咧？係因為我哋都知道喺我哋身邊嘅同學裏邊咧，或者老師啦，或者朋友啦，其實都隨時會有機會有好難嘅事發生嘅，有好難嘅光景。我希望咧，好似即係呢一個例子你見咁，有好多同學或者好多側邊嘅人咧，係願意去關心佢，去關心你側邊嘅同學，以至咧佢有勇氣去面對佢自己嘅難處。或者我哋低頭一齊為佢哋祈禱啊！慈悲天父，我要感謝你，感謝你真係讓Phil 喺去年嘅時候咧經歷佢個咁嚴重嘅病，亦都你俾佢有個希望同埋有信心咧去走過。感謝你俾佢哋一家人裏邊係為咗呢個嘅週會咧，花咗好多嘅心力去願意去付上。仲有我都特別為Phil 裏邊祈禱，希望佢嘅身體裏邊係一直都康復嘅，讓佢可以過到佢自己好開心、好豐盛嘅生活。亦都為到我哋喺在座每一位同學、每個老師，佢要面對難處嘅時候，佢都唔需要灰心，亦都讓我哋每個人都可以學習到 love your neighbor 一樣咧，去關心我哋周圍嘅人。以上我禱告奉主名求，阿門。係，咁我哋真係多謝佢啦。好，我哋即係用個掌聲鼓勵同埋去支持佢哋嚇，多謝。佢哋講。